Government has authorized financial institutions to have the power to freeze accounts suspected of being involved in the illegal blockades with no court order and no liability. This is a big thing. First of all, you could have done that through legislation. You didn't need emergency powers. But how exactly will you tell people that under the Emergencies Act, who will determine what the recourse is for someone who may have their bank account frozen wrongfully? They miss a mortgage payment. What's their recourse? What's the transparency? Who decides if someone, can you also answer this, if I may, if someone gave $100 to support the truckers, now deemed illegally, could they legally have their accounts frozen? Are they susceptible to that?
Well, we rely, as always, Evan, on the reasonableness of investigators, the RCMP, FINTRAC, working with financial institutions. This is a temporary measure for 30 days, and it allows this possibility to happen when we're gonna base ourselves on the reasonableness of this, and it will also be, as I have said, the measures that we have taken will be subject to full parliamentary scrutiny. The other thing I would say is that using the Emergencies Act allows us to enact these measures immediately. Now, yes, legislation is always an option, but how long does legislation take? Particularly in a House where the main opposition party, their main goal is just to frustrate any piece of government legislation of whatever type, and in which many people in the opposition actually support these.
But look, sir. I mean, to be fair, frustration with the democratic process in a minority government is not necessarily a justification to use the Emergencies Act. It has to be a crisis. It's not the frustration of a minority government. I mean, that's not on the table.
We believe, as I have said, that first of all, this is a crisis that needs special attention. That there were normative gaps. This is one of them. And in order to attack the foreign funding problem of this occupation, the Emergencies Act allows us to make the declaration immediately and then put the parliamentary scrutiny afterwards.
Okay, would you mind, sir, just answering the question about recourse? If someone illegally or someone wrongfully has their bank account frozen, but all of a sudden they find, hey, I can't access it. The bank says, well, we've deemed that you're a supporter, or your money, you've been supporting the truckers or an illegal blockade for anything. Now that they've got the power, are you saying that, what's that recourse for that Canadian citizen? And are you saying, well, we just have to, the government's giving these powers to financial institutions and then just relying on the reasonableness of it? That's the threshold?
Evan, we already do this with respect to terrorist financing. We already do this with respect to money laundering. What we are doing is extending the same kinds of principles and procedures to this situation, which is funding of illegal blockades. This isn't new under the sun, Evan. This is something that the police and financial institutions already do together. In certain cases, we've extended the case, and so they already have experience working in this area. And therefore, when I say we're going to trust their reasonableness, it's based on the experience that we've already had.
Okay, what's the recourse? I mean, look, you've just compared people who may have donated to this to the same people who are funding maybe a terrorist. I just want to be clear here, sir. This is really important. A lot of folks say, look, I just don't like your vaccine mandates and I donated to this. Now it's illegal. Should I be worried that the bank can freeze my account? What's your answer to that?
Well, I think if you are a member of a pro-Trump movement who's donating hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars to this kind of thing, then you ought to be worried.
What if you're a Canadian citizen who donated $500 to it?
Well, I think if you're a tractor trailer owner whose employee has taken the truck and that has been sitting here in Ottawa for 3 weeks, and perhaps you gave that person permission, you may now actually lose your trucking license under this. And I think you ought to be worried in that circumstance. And I think that's a very important tool that we've given to police.
We haven't seen any action. I know you're not in charge of the actual enforcement of this. We may see it. But last question to you, Minister.